Hi, my name is Jeff Richardson, and this video is showing the initial stages of my senior project for landscape architecture at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. For my senior project, I'm going to be entering the design competition called Reimagining Tall. It's put on by the Design Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat. This competition is asking for students to take a unique approach to designing a tall building, which is considered anything over 11 stories. The rules are fairly open to interpretation, and outside of having to choose a real site, submittals can be as abstract or realistic as the designer wishes. This competition normally attracts engineers and architects from around the world, but I believe that this can be a great opportunity to be a landscape architecture-based project because most of the competition is actually asking for proper site design and solving city issues beyond the building itself. For my site, I decided to choose downtown Houston, Texas because it is a unique city that has a really amazing skyline, but a horrible ground plane in terms of design. It has some of the most beautiful skyscrapers in the world, while the city itself is probably one of the ugliest large cities located in the United States. I think this combination would be an ideal place to reimagine how the tall buildings are placed in the city and function with the surrounding landscape. This is also an ideal place because it's the only large city in the United States without zoning ordinances, which created unfilled needs within the city, such as housing needs in the downtown area. Houston has a very strong economy and lots of money within the city. Even with the recession, there are 23 Fortune 500 companies that have their headquarters in or near downtown Houston. Houston is very sprawled with no natural features to stop the sprawl, as the city is almost completely flat and it's starting to resemble the sprawl of Los Angeles from satellite images. Houston has about 6 parking spaces for every car registered in the city, meaning that there's a need for urban infill and to grow vertically. Most of the buildings in the downtown area are built as large cubes with no site consideration. The majority of the buildings, when built, cut off access throughout the city. I would like my design to be different in that it acts as a 3-dimensional landscape surface for the city that also happens to be a residential tower where people can comfortably live. For my submittal, I came up with 4 main categories that I'm going to try to accomplish with my design. The first is having a unique approach, which I think I can achieve by having an artificial landscape object instead of a standard building. The second would be a proper response to the site, where the users actually enjoy the space and move within it instead of around it. The third is fairly obvious, which is sustainable, but I think I can do not only a sustainable building, but something that helps heal the city as a whole. The last is functionality, as if I want a building where it is in high demand and people want to live there. I've started exploring how the structure will work on the site. I've decided I am going to use the entire site as one superstructure that mixes landscape and building. I tried 3 different variations of this on the site and decided that the third one, using vertical cores and horizontal connections, served my goals for the competition the best. The first option was interesting but did not solve very many issues at first glance. The second option of having organic shapes and completely gridded vertical downtown seemed excessive and clashed with the existing architecture. I like the last option of having a verticality with a small footprint the best. I see the structure as being a series of vertical towers that act as the main support and having horizontal connections above ground to open up the space while still fulfilling square footage needs. The program of the space will be mostly residential with some light commercial needs in the main cores to support the population with things like groceries. All surfaces of the building are open to be designed differently. One floor may be outdoors while another is only apartments. Despite the geometric look of the building, each area will have a completely different feel than the next one.